Good morning to all. Our today's session is on design of spur gear and how to solve some problems, how to design spur gear that we are going to see in today's session. Now here, let us see one problem or problem statement. I have taken this problem from Vivi Bhandari's book. A pair of spur gear. If you have a notebook and pen with you, you can note down some of the important points. Pair of spur gear with 20-degree pull depth involute teeth consist of a 19 teeth pinion meshing with a 40 teeth gear. That means pair of spur gear, pinion consists of 19 teeth, that is ZP is equal to 19 and ZG is equal to 40 gear. Pinion is mounted on crankshaft of 7.5 kilowatt single cylinder diesel engine. Now here the power transmitted 7.5 kilowatt and running at 1500 RPM, and driven shaft is connected to a two-stage compressor. That means gearbox is used in between this the single cylinder diesel engine and the two-stage compressor. Try to understand. Assume the service factory is also given CS 1.5. Pinion as well as the gear is made of steel. Now steel 40 C8. That means pinion is also made up of 40 C8 plain carbon steel. Gear is also made up of plain carbon steel 40 C8. SUT is given, ultimate tensile strength 600 Newton per mm square. Module and face width of the gear are 4 mm and 40 mm respectively. The module M is equal to 4 and face width 40 mm. If it's not given, you can assume 10 times the module, that is 40 mm. What you have to do here, using velocity factor to account for dynamic load, determine FOS. So what you have to do first bit, that is find out the factor of safety by taking into consideration the velocity factor for dynamic load. Second bit here point is given, if the factor of safety is 2 for pitting failure. Pitting means wear failure, and FOS is 2. Recommend the surface hardness of the gear. Third one, if the gears are machined to meet the specification of grade 8. Grade 8 means manufacturing method decides the different grades. You know very well 12 grades are there for the gear manufacturing or different manufacturing processes. Here grade 8 is used to manufacture or machine this gear. And for this grade 8, determine the factor of safety for bending using Buckingham's equation. And last one, is the gear design satisfactory? If not, what is the method to satisfy the design condition and how will you modify the design? This is one very best example or a problem to understand the concept of this design of spur gear. Okay, so what you have to do, always while solving the design engineering problem, you have to read the problem statement carefully. What is given, you can spend in near about 2 minutes or 3 minute time and read this statement carefully. In this statement, a pair of spur gear. So which gear that you are going to design? Spur gear. Pair is given 20-degree full depth. That means pressure angle is 20 degree. This is a involute system. Then the 19 teeth on pinion, ZP 19. That means read problem stated carefully and write down the given data. Now I am going to write this. So you can note down these points. Given data. The power in kilowatt 7.5. Speed 1500 RPM. ZP number of teeth on pinion. ZP is the nomenclature. 19 ZG number of teeth on gear 40. Module is given 4 mm. Again, page width is also given 40 mm. CS means service factor 1.5. Ultimate tensile strength for 48 plain carbon steel for both means pinion and gear, which is given SUT 600 Newton per mm square. Then grade of machining of the gear, that is 8. It's given in problem. Then permissible bending stress. Before starting, we have to use the permissible bending stress, that is sigma B. And you know very well for the steel, we have already told you sigma B is equal to 1/3 SUT. 1/3 SUT. The 1/3 of SUT means 600 by 3, 200 Newton per mm square. So first of all, write down the given data. And after that, you can write down what you have to determine. That means what you are going to find through this, your solution. Here it is in problem statement, it is mentioned that you have to use here for first bit velocity factor to account for dynamic load. So you know very well how to design a gear by taking into account the dynamic load. There are two criteria. One is preliminary stages of gear design by considering velocity factor. Try to understand. Here, that means you have to use the velocity factor means CV that you have to use. CV takes the care of dynamic load, and by using this, you have to find out the FAS. This is one thing. Second thing here, what you have to do, you have to find out the surface hardness of the gear. And here in gear, last session yesterday, we have discussed the wear strength or pitting failure of the gear. Here, surface hardness of the gear, which is defined in BHN, Brinell hardness number, you know very well. So what you have to do, we have to find out BHN here, and FOS is given to for pitting failure or wear failure. And third one is the grade 8 manufacturing method, which is specified for the machining of the gears. By using this, we have to find out the FOS, and we have to use the Buckingham's equation for dynamic load. That means here in first bit, we have to use velocity factor to account for dynamic load. And here in third one, we have to take into account dynamic load by Buckingham's equation. That is final stages of gear design. And based on these three calculation, the fourth one, you have to make the comment whether the gear design is satisfactory. If not, what is the method to satisfy the design condition, and how will you modify? That means, first of all, you have to do this first. You have to solve the problem, and then you can decide whether the design is satisfactory or not. And based on that, we will make the comment, or we will decide the conditions for satisfaction of this per gear design. Okay. Now let us see how to proceed. So here first step is read problem statement carefully. Second one is the write design data properly. And third one, what you are going to determine or calculate as per the problem statement. That steps you have to follow. Now let us see how to proceed. So you know very well in design of gears, gears means not only I am talking about the spur gear, maybe helical, bevel. Or, so first of all, you have to check whether the gears are made of same material or different material. Why? You know very well, because we have to decide which one is the weaker, whether pinion is the weaker, whether gear is the weaker. If pinion is weaker, we have to design pinion first. If gear is weaker, we have to design gear first. Why we are deciding? If we are designing for the weaker section, even though you know in DMV1 also, we have designed simple machine components by taking the weakest sectional area. Why we are taking that area? Because when that component is going to sustain for that cross section, that means it is going to sustain for the stronger section also. The same logic that we have to use here, whether the gears are made up of same material or the different material. And you know very well, already we have discussed in earlier sessions also, when pinion and gear are made up of same material, pinion is always weaker. It's a smaller gear, pinion is always weaker. If they are made up of a different material, that times you know very well which product, sigma b into y. Sigma b is the bending stress, y is the Lewis form factor for the pinion that you have to calculate. Then sigma b into y, y means Lewis form factor again that you have to calculate for gear, and you have to check whether this value is lower or whether this value is lower. Which one is lower? Accordingly, you can decide whether pinion is weaker or whether gear is weaker, that you have to decide. But in this problem, what is given? Both are materials, gear and pinion made up of same material. Pinion is weaker, so our design should be based on pinion. Try to understand. Second thing, what we have to do, we have to find out SB and SW. In first case, what you have to do, we have to find out the factor of safety by taking into account the CV or velocity factor. It is mentioned. So we know very well SB is equal to M into B into sigma B into Y. To calculate the beam strength here, So we should know the M. M is given in the problem statement 4. V is equal to base width. It's also given 40. Sigma B we know very well, SUT by 3. SUT 600 is given by 3 means you will get 200 Newton per mm square. But Y is the Lewis form factor. Now here what you have to do? For 20-degree full depth Involus system, it is mentioned in problem statement. The one thing is you can refer the chart or a table. Here in the table, in one column, number of teeth are given, and another column, Lewis form factor Y is given. By referring the chart, number of teeth on pinion, how much? 19 is given. So what is the value of Lewis form factor? 0.314. That means you have two choices. One is by referring the chart, so you can take the value of for 19 teeth on a pinion, Lewis form factor 0.314. You can take this value Y is equal to. Now here sometimes in examination, this table is not provided to you. That time what to do? That time I have already given three equations for different, the Involus system. For 20-degree full depth Involus system, Y is equal to, Y means Lewis form factor is equal to 0.464 minus 2.87 by Z. This equation is applicable to 20-degree full depth Involus system. In problem statement, it is mentioned. So you can use this relation, put Z. Now in this case, pinion is weaker. The formula is going to change. Instead of Z, you can write suffix ZP because pinion is weaker. So here you will get the Y, and this Y or Lewis form factor you can use to calculate the SW. Try to understand. If table is not given to you, otherwise you can refer the table, or otherwise you can use this formula. Again here for a 14.5, then 22.5 or 25-degree full depth Involus system, different relations are given, and we have already discussed during the the physical significance of Lewis factor in design of spur gear. Okay, in this way you will get the value of Y Lewis form factor. Try to understand. So here the Harish Koshy has written, it's correct, Harish, Hari. So you have written that Y is equal to 0.312 from equation. There is a variation, and here 0.314 is correct because you know very well how this table is prepared. From this table by regression analysis here for curve fitting, you can say the empirical relations are derived, and because of that you will get some deviation and variation in the values of Lewis form factor. Try to understand. So don't bother about that. If table is given, you can refer the table. If table is not provided to you, you have to use the empirical relation to get the value of Lewis form factor. You will not get the correct answer, but there is small variation, and this is because of these formulas are derived because of by using the curve fitting, the analysis, and that's why you will get some variation. So don't bother about that. Okay. Then once you have a V, M, and Y, the next step what you have to do, first of all, find out the beam strength. Now we know very well the equation of a beam strength. SB is equal to M into B into sigma B. What is M? Module, which is given, that is 4. It's given in problem statement. B is equal to 40 mm. It's also given. Sigma B is equal to SUT by 3. You can calculate, it's a 200 Newton per mm square. And Y we have taken from the table, that is 0.314. You have to substitute all these values here. You will get the value of SB. The SB is equal to how much? 10,014 here. I have calculated, and it's given. It's a solved problem. 10,048 Newton. You can make the bracket to it. It's a beam strength. Then here in first bit, you have to find out the FOS. To find out the FOS, if you are going to use the SB, so what is the criteria? SB should be greater than P effective. SB should be greater than P effective. That means to avoid the failure of the gear against bending, SB should be greater than P effective. And SB should be equal to, very well, P effective into FOS. P effective into FOS, this relation. And how to find out then we have a now SB. So we have to find out P effective. And again here it is mentioned in problem statement. we have to use the velocity factor, and you know very well P effective is equal to, what is the formula? CS upon CV into PT for velocity factor dynamic load consideration or preliminary stages of gear design to account for dynamic load. This relation we are going to use. So CS means service factor. It's given in problem statement. It's a 1.5. What is CV? Velocity factor that we have to calculate. What is PT? It's a tangential force that we have to calculate. Let us see how to calculate it. So for that purpose, so we have to find out the P effective. First, we have to find out the tangential force PT. How to calculate it? So for that purpose, we know in this problem power is given, then RPM is given. From power and RPM, find out the torque transmitted, and you know very well power is equal to 2 into pi into N into MT upon 60. But here in this problem statement, power is given in kilowatt. You can multiply it by 10 raised to 6. So you can substitute all the values and find out the torque transmitted. The MT is equal to 60 into 10 raised to 6. Here kilowatt means the value of power that you have to substitute, that is 7.5 kilowatt, which is given here. Okay, upon 2 into pi into NP. NP means speed of that shaft. For the input here is pinion 1500 RPM. So you will get the torque transmitted. How much? 47,746 Newton mm. Units are very important, right? Understand. Once you have a torque transmitted, then how to calculate the PT? You know very well, force, tangential force, 2MT upon dP. We have a MT. What is dP? dP is PCD of the pinion. The dP is equal to, you have studied in term also, M into ZP. Module is given how much? 4. ZP means how much? Number of teeth on pinion. 19 into 4, you will get 76 mm. So you can substitute here. MT means this value, dP means 76 mm, you will get PT. The PT you will get tangential force or a load due to rated torque 1256.46. So you will get here tangential force. Once you have a tangential force, then it's very easy to find out P effective. And as I have discussed, to account for velocity factor for dynamic load, P effective is equal to CS upon CV into PT. I am repeating. The CS 1.5, CV and PT. PT now we have calculated 1256. So what is remaining? CV. To get the value of P effective, let us calculate CV. How to calculate the CV? Again, we know very well. I have given different relations of the CV. When gears are cut with ordinary and commercial manufacturing or the process by using a form cutter, and when velocity is less than 10 meter per second, then we have to use this relation CV is equal to 3 upon 3 plus V. So before that, we have to check whether the pitch line velocity is equal to, what is the relation? Pi into dP into NP pi dN by 60. What is dP? PCD of the pinion we have calculated here. How much? 76. Pi means 3.14. What is NP? Again, it's we have taken here in this relation also, it is 1500 RPM. You can substitute. But here dP, which is in mm, PCD, which is in mm. We would like to convert, always find out pitch line velocity in meter per second, try to understand. Calculate in meter per second. To calculate in meters per second, you can multiply it to the 60 by 10 raised to 3. Then you will get V in meter per second, try to understand. After substituting all these values in V is equal to pi dN by 60 into 10 raised to 3, you will get V in meter per second. I have calculated V is equal to how much? 5.963. Now this V 5.969 is less than 10 meter per second. So you have this relation of CV. CV is equal to 3 upon 3 plus 1. If I am going to say if V is greater than 10 meter per second, then what is the relation? I will show you here. I have slide with me. Look at this here. If velocity is less than 20, that time you have to go CV is equal to 6 upon 6 plus 1. If velocity is greater than 20 meter per second, then 5.6 upon 5.6 plus under root V. Try to understand. That means you have to calculate the velocity. You have to check whether this velocity, it should be in meter per second, whether it is greater than 10, less than 10 meter per second, greater than 10 meter per second. Accordingly, you can select different equations or relations to calculate velocity factor. Now in this problem, I have calculated the pitch line velocity, and this pitch line velocity is how much? 5.969 meter per second. That means it's less than 10 meter per second. So what is the relation? CV is equal to 3 upon 3 plus V, where you have to put V means this 5.96. I have substituted this value of this year. Look at this, in this, come to this point. CV is equal to 3 upon 3 plus 5.96. You will get CV is equal to 0.3345. After getting the value of CV, so what you have to do, we have to use the P effective is equal to CS into PT by CV. CS 1.5, PT tangential force 1256, this value, CV calculated 0.3346. Here values are substituted in equation of this P effective. You will get P effective is equal to 5634.48. Try to understand. In this way, you have to calculate the P effective. You have to calculate the P effective. Once you have calculated the P effective, next step, what you have to do? As I have told, to find out the factor of safety by using this velocity factor to account for dynamic load, to avoid bending failure, what is the condition? SB should be greater than P effective. Therefore, SB is equal to P effective into FOS. Now we have a value of SB. We have a value of P effective. We have to find out FOS, factor of safety. So therefore, FOS is equal to SB upon factor of safety. I have written here. SB upon P effective. SB means calculated value 10,048. You can substitute. P effective calculated on earlier slide 5,634. You will get 1.78. The first bit to calculate the FOS by using velocity factor, the FOS is equal to how much? 1.78. Try to understand. This is first bit. I hope you got it this. Now this is the first bit. Then second. Now here in second bit, what we have to do? We have to find out the surface hardness of the gear if FOS is given. In second one, factor of safety is given, FOS is equal to 2. For pitting failure, try to understand. And what we have to do, we have to calculate the surface hardness of the gear. Now, for a pitting failure, again, what is the condition? Here in this case, for a bending failure, SB should be greater than P effective. For a pitting failure or a wear failure, I am going to write here, suppose SW should be greater than P effective. Then and then we can avoid pitting failure or wear failure. And therefore, SW is equal to, you will get P effective into FOS. Try to understand. Yesterday we have discussed this thing into FOS. This equation, I have written this here. SW is equal to P effective into FOS. But what is the value of SW? Yesterday we have written the relation. Wear strength SW is equal to V into Q into dP into K. And yesterday I have told, now in this problem, pinion is weaker. It's okay. That's why we are designing for the pinion. But while using this expression of wear strength, even though gear is weaker, here also you have to use dP. Try to understand. Don't change dg here. It should be dP. But in this case, pinion is weaker. That's why don't make any confusion. And even though gear is weaker, equation remains same. That is B into Q into dP into K. Students are doing mistakes here. If gear is weaker, they are changing instead of dP to dg. Don't do this. It's always remain the same equation. Okay. So I have written BQ into dP into K here. P effective calculated how much? This value I have substituted. You can I am making one, the correction here. So remove this dot here. Okay. And from current slide. Okay. You can do. I have substitute. What is happened to that? I don't know. I have make the. It's okay. Save and from current slide. Even though it's not coming. Okay. So you can do one thing. Substitute the value of SW, BQ, DPK, P effective. Here it's not a, it's a 5,634, 5,634. Try to understand 0.48 and PFOS in the problem statement is given. If the factor of safety is to forfeiting failure, so you can substitute here to FOS. So after solving this, what you will get the K. What you will get the K. But you know very well, this K, load correction factor K, in this problem statement, both pinion and gears are made of same material steel, plain carbon steel for TCS. For 20-degree pressure angle, what is the K? We have derived the expression K is equal to 0.16 BHN by 100. So you can substitute this K 0.16 BHN by 100 bracket square and find out BHN. So you will get BHN is equal to or surface hardness of the gear. How much? Here we have calculated BHN is equal to 413 or you can increase up to 420. How you are, I have taken this value 420. You can take 415 also, no problem. I have taken 420. How it is possible to increase this? BHN means a surface hardness of the gear that we have calculated 413. But you have a one scope. What is the scope? By heat treatment process, you can also improve the surface hardness of the gear. Try to understand. That's why you can increase from 413 to up to 420 also. And you can use this value in design of the gear. Got it? So by using this factor of safety to forfeiting failure, we can easily find out the surface hardness. This is second bit. Now let us go for a third one in the problem statement. Now here in third one, what is asked here? Factor of, we have to determine factor of safety based on dynamic load using Buckingham's equation. And you know very well, dynamic load which occurs because of inaccuracies of the tooth profile, errors in tooth spacing, misalignment between the bearing, elasticity of the part or inertia of the rotating part. And because of this, dynamic load plays important role. But to take into account this dynamic load, we have two options. One is the approximate estimation by velocity factor. We have solved the first bit by using this. And second one is the precise calculation by Buckingham's equation in final stages of gear. But here in third bit, it is asked, find out the FOS by using, based on dynamic load using Buckingham's equation. That means criteria 2 that you have to use in bit number 3. Try to understand. Now let us use this criteria 2, precise calculation by Buckingham's equation to calculate dynamic load. Now here Buckingham's equation in final stages of design, so we have to calculate the dynamic load. And again here, P effective is also going to change. For a velocity factor, P effective use in the first case, P effective is equal to CS upon CV into PT. Try to understand. This is applicable for velocity factor. But when we are going to use a Buckingham's equation for dynamic load in precise calculation, the P effective is going to change. P effective is equal to what? CS into PT plus PD. This equation we have to use here. Try to understand to determine P effective load between the meshing gears. So I have written here P effective this. To determine this P effective, CS is given 1.5. PT already calculated tangential force in second bit or first bit. Now we are PD by using Buckingham's equation, and we have discussed yesterday or day before yesterday also and last week also how to determine this dynamic load by using Buckingham's equation. So for this purpose, we have to use this equation. PD is equal to 21 into V in bracket C into E into B plus PT upon 21V plus under root in bracket C into E into B plus PT. This is the equation. to determine dynamic load by using Buckingham's equation, where PD is the dynamic load or incremental dynamic load. V is the pitch line velocity. We know very well pitch line velocity. We have calculated 5 point something. That is pi d p into np upon 60, and into 10 raised to 3 we have calculated to get the value of V in meter per second. What is E? E is the gear tooth error, that is E is equal to EP plus EZ, and we have to calculate EP and EZ, and this error or tolerance depends on the manufacturing methods which is used for different manufacturing gates. Then C is the deformation factor here, which is Newton per mm square. Then B is the face width, you know very well, 40 mm, and PT is the tangential force already calculated. Now we have a V, we have a B, we have a PT, but we don't have a C here, and we don't have a small e. That we have to calculate first to find out the PD. Let us calculate these values. Let us calculate these values. How to calculate these values? Let us see. Deformation factor. So you know very well, to calculate the deformation factor, we have equation K upon 1 upon EP plus 1 upon EZ, where K is the constant, depends on form of tooth, and these values are given in data book or our Bandaris book also. For 20-degree pull depth, K is equal to how much? 0.11, 0.111 upon 1 upon EP. EP means modulus of elasticity for pinion material, EP, plus 1 upon EZ means modulus of elasticity for gear material. You will get the C. But in this problem statement, modulus of elasticity for this plain carbon steel 48 is not given. Even though gear and pinion are made up of same material, if you are solving this problem at home and designing spur gear, so you can take the value by referring the chart, and directly you can substitute, you will get the C. And you can use this relation which is given here, values of K. This is one aspect. But here, while solving the university problems and the value of C is not given, then what to do? Then they have to provide the value. Otherwise, you can refer the chart also. Now, in this case, pinion and gears are made up of steel material. And for 20-degree full depth, what is the value of C, deformation factor? That is 11,400. 11,400. What? Newton per mm square. Try to understand. Units are very important. Sometimes in examination, instead of giving this, the value of deformation, this capital C may be given 11,400 Newton per mm. That means it's already multiplied by small e error. Try to understand. Small errors. We will discuss that such a type of problems also. But here, if it's not values are given, you can refer the chart, even though you will get for steel material, both pinion and gear, 20-degree full depth, you have to take the value 11,400 Newton per mm square. Try to understand. This is one aspect. There are different aspects to take the value of this deformation. By using the formula or directly by referring the chart, you will get the value of C. Now you have a value of C. What is the remaining E? E is the error, total. Some of the errors on pinion and some of the errors on gear. How to calculate E is equal to EP plus EZ. So first of all, find out EP and EZ. Error for pinion and error for gear. But to find out this error is nothing but a tolerance for adjacent pitch error. And last time we have discussed this, and which is given this tolerance, pi is equal to m plus 25 by 25 under root d. D means PCD. If we are calculating here phi p for a pinion, you can substitute pi p is equal to we have to modify the equation m plus 0.2 pi u under root d means PCD for pinion. If you are calculating for a gear, this equation becomes pi z is equal to what? M plus 0.2 pi u under root dz. Try to understand. And here you will get pi g, here you will get the pi p. Pi is the tolerance factor, m is the model, d means PCD. PCD for pinion, PCD for gear. Accordingly, you can modify this equation. Okay, let us see how to find out. Now, in this problem statement again, which grade of manufacturing of gear is given? 8, grade of 8. So you have this table available. Grade 8, look at this, grade 8. What is the equation for a error? So 16 plus, what is the equation? 16 plus 1.255. And I have already explained you will get the error is equal to. Suppose I am calculating this error for opinion. EP is equal to 16 plus 1.25 into 5p. And where 5p means what? Here, this 5p. 5p means m plus 0.25 under root dp. In this way, we have to calculate the EP and similarly calculate the EG. Try to understand. For different grades, as the grade is going to increase, the surface finish is going to decrease. And for a finer grades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, here you will get the accuracy or the surface roughness is very good. Try to understand. And this E value is in micron. Try to understand. It's in micron. Now let us calculate. Grade 8 is given. You have to use this equation for E, and you know the value of 5. Now here I am going to calculate this value. How to calculate? For grade 8, E is equal to this equation. But for grade 8, E is equal to 16 plus 1.25 from the table or a chart. So you can calculate. But while substituting this value of 5, the 5 should be, suppose 5 for opinion, m plus 0.25 under root ER dp. If you are going to substitute the value of 5 for gear, the becomes 5g, and here instead of d it become dg. So you can substitute accordingly, modify this equation. You will get EP is equal to 23.72 micron. And for a gear, again, you can calculate by substituting the DG. DG means M into ZG, you will get 160. You can substitute, you will get M model remains same for pinion and gear. You will get 5G, you can substitute, you will EG, you will get 24.95 micron. Once you have both the values of EP and EG, the total error is equal to sum of the errors on pinion and gear, EP plus EG, so you will get 48.67. But in dynamic load equation, don't put value in micron. In dynamic equation, as mentioned earlier, once again I will repeat. Look at this here. This value of error, it's in which unit? Is in mm. And your calculated values for a total error, EP plus EG, they are in micron. So what you have to do? Convert this micron into mm. Try to understand how to convert. The 10 raised to minus 3, you will get the error in mm. This value you have to use in the equation of PD, Buckingham equation. Now we have E. We have a deformation factor from the chart as mentioned earlier for 20, here for a 20 degree depth involute system. This value. Now let us calculate the PD. Let us calculate the PD. Now here we have equation PD is equal to 21 into V means pitch line velocity already calculated. B face width 40 mm it's given. PT calculated 1256. E now it is calculated total error. It's in mm, and then see deformation factor 1100 400. You can substitute all these values here. Then you will get the PD. After the calculation, you will get PD is equal to this value. Try to understand. The PD is equal to 10,555 Newton. And once you have this value, as discussed earlier, for second criteria, precise calculation, P effective is equal to CS into PT plus PD. CS means service factor, PT you have already calculated, plus PD means this value coming from Buckingham's equation. You can substitute, you will get P effective here. It's at 12,000. Now let us check whether SB is greater or whether SW is greater. So you know very well here SB is less. This is the value of SB and this is the value of SW. So your design should be based on beam strength. After calculating this, you have to check whether SB or SW, which one is greater. In this case, SB is less than SW. So your design should be for SW. I am going to check for SW. Look at this. The SB is equal to P effective into FOS. You know very well this equation. So you can find out FOS. So what you will get FOS? That is SB upon what? P effective is equal to FOS. What is the value of SB according to dynamic load? We have already calculated SB, that is MB into sigma B into Y into M into B into sigma B into Y. SB calculated 10,048. You can substitute here. Upon P effective from Buckingham's equation, it is 12,439. I have substituted this value and made question mark in my slide. Look at this. So you will get 10,000 is less than the 12,000. You will get the value of FOS point something, that is less than 1. And here directly SB is less than SW. So no need to calculate SW. Again check for SW because SB is less. So you are getting FOS less than 1. Even though to have understanding, I have calculated SB FOS for SW also, and this is again less than 1. Try to understand. This is also less than 1. So what comment you are going to make from the third bit? If FOS is less than 1, that means if we are going to take into account the dynamic load by Buckingham's equation, by using this precise calculation method by Buckingham equation, gears are going to fail against bending failure and against wear or pitting failure also. This design is not safe. It is going to fail because FOS is less than 1. To have a the design safe, FOS should be greater than 1. Then and then we can say it is going to sustain. It is going to sustain. It is going to sustain. Okay. Now let us. That means it's not the safer design. It is going to fail. So I have to make some comment on that. So based on this criteria, I am going to say design is unsatisfactory for both strength and wear. Why? FOS is less than 1. So what to do? In fourth bit, they have asked make the correction whether design is safe or not or satisfactory. Make your comment and how to make the design satisfactory. Here in this case, we have considered grade 8 for the manufacturing of the gears. And by using the E equation and the pi equation for the grade 8, we have calculated the error. But to avoid this unsatisfactory or failure of the gears against beam strength and the wear strength or the fitting failure, what to do to have a satisfactory design? So we have to change the manufacturing method. Now grade 8, instead of that you can go upper side grades. Upper side means grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. Try to understand. I will show you here. I have a table with me. Look at this here. These grades. This is grade 1. Look at this. Grade 2, grade 3. That means here you will get the surface finish, super surface finish. If I am going to use 5, 6, 7, then medium, 7, 8, 9, then higher side medium, and 11, 12 rough surface. So what you have to do for grade 8, it is going to fail. So you have a choice grade 7, 6, 5, 4. Now let us for a grade 6, this grade 6. For a grade 6, what is the error? The equation is 8 plus 0.635. Try to understand. 8 plus 0.635. To have a satisfactory result, you have to change the manufacturing method. I am going to change this. Now, assuming grade 6 of manufacturing of gear, from the table, what is the equation? E is equal to 8 plus 0.63. Again, find out EP and EZ. For this 5, what is the equation? It's a standard one. E is equal to M plus 0.25 P. You have to calculate 5P for a pinion and again 5G for a gear. 5G means M plus point. You have to do once again calculation 2.5 under root DG. And once you will get 5P, 5G, you can substitute here. You will get EP and you will get EG. Once you will get EP and EG, you can substitute directly. You will get E. E means error E is equal to EP plus EG. You have to make further revise your calculation. And after revising it, you will get E is equal to this value. Again, convert micron into mm. And once again, you have a V, you have a B, you have a PT, you have this A, and C, find out PD. Once you again check it, if you are going to change the grade 6 to grade 8 to 6, your dynamic load capacity increase from 5,600 something to 650. Try to understand here. And again, find out the P effective. CSPT plus PD, you have a P effective load 8,404 Newton. And again, you can find out here. I am going to check it for SB and SW. But in this problem, as mentioned earlier, beam strength is lower than the wear. So don't check for a wear, just check for a whichever is lower, the SB. Beam strength is lower, 10,000 something. The SB is greater than P effective. The P effective is equal to, what is the relation for dynamic load? Buckingham CSPT plus PD. SB equal to P effective into FOS. I am going to substitute this value. What is SB? 10,048. P effective calculated. How much? Here on earlier slide, it's calculated 8445. 8445. So we can substitute here. There is no this digit 8445.26. This is the correction. This value is how much? 8445.26 P effective. You can substitute. So you will get FOS is equal to 1.19. Now FOS is greater than 1. That means design is satisfactory. So what is your comment? By using the grade 8 manufacturing, it is going to fail against the dynamic load by using Buckingham's equation in precise calculation. That's why to have a satisfactory design, you have to go for a fine grade from grade 8 to grade 7 or a grade 6 or a grade 5 or a 4. But don't take directly grade 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because if you are going to take a fine grade, so you will get a high super or a high surface finish or a super finish, and it may increase the cost of manufacturing. And to avoid or to this manufacturing cost, you have to check one by one. Now in this case, you will get the FOS 1.19. That means your design is safe. I hope you got it. This is about the design of spur gear. Thank you. I have referred VV Bhandari's book, and this is solve problem from the same. If you have any query, please WhatsApp me or mail me at pbkushare@kkewak.edu.in. Thank you.